What's up, everybody? T3 here from Future Nature in the beautiful, hot, dry Pacific Northwest. You might not be able to tell except for the occasional aircraft going overhead, but approximately 7.1 miles behind me, there is a 235-acre wildfire that began 2 nights ago due to a lightning strike. They had to postpone dumping water on it because of visibility issues, but the wind just picked up. Thankfully, it's blowing in the other direction, and they were able to resume operations. So if you hear a plane go overhead while I'm talking, that's why. So anyway, I just wanted to say what's up and update you all about quite a few different things. I first and foremost, as I do with all my kind of update videos, I just want to tell you how thankful I am for you guys as my audience and as the people who choose to spend their time, spend their money, to spend a little time with me, whether it's in the virtual world or out here in the real world. A couple weeks back I started in a GoFundMe campaign. It's been doing really well. It's stalled out a little bit, but I haven't been promoting much because once the wildfire started, I started gathering all of my important things. My super important things are always ready to go, paperwork, those sort of things. But now that I've got time, I start gathering the secondary most important things and the tertiary most important things, and ready to be thrown on the roof of the Subaru Crosstrek and out of here if the fire does come this way. And that's one of the things I love about this area is in winter time, even if you have a lighter, it is difficult to build a fire. And then ironically, you go 4 months without any rain, and if I were to pull out a lighter right now and light this duff right here, within minutes this whole area would be engulfed. Take for instance the wildfire going on right now. It started off as 10 acres and it is now at 235, and that's in less than 48 hours. So, even though fire is a great healer and cleanser of landscapes, the forests of Oregon have been horribly mismanaged, and they are just jam full of snags and ripe for a canopy fire. And I am surrounded. I got this really cool app that I'll recommend called Mapulator, and you can basically pull up a satellite map and draw a circle with your finger, and it'll tell you how much acreage it is. So I am surrounded by 887,000 acres of woods, of wilderness, and it's all bone dry. Some of it's burned in recent years, but even though that fire's 7 miles away, it could make it here in no time if the wind switches direction. So as always this time of year, we ask that the rain spirits bestow your blessedness upon us. Which brings me to my favorite time in Oregon. And my favorite day in Oregon is whatever day. Oh, here we go. You hear the jet. But my favorite day, it doesn't have a set day, but it is when it starts the first good rainstorm after a whole summer of being dry. The forest just vibrates as it absorbs the moisture, and everything was kind of brown and wilty, just all of a sudden pops back up to life. And yeah, it's an amazing spectacle to see. You know, as far as my campaign goes, you know, while money is my primary thing I'm looking for, in order to not have to operate at such a breakneck speed with my Lyme's disease. But I also am seeking to meet people that have skill sets that I want to learn. You know, I've learned more about business in the last year than forever, and you know, I want to learn how all this stuff works so I can figure out so I can track it and figure it out for myself. Yeah. Oh, a couple other things. I had some classes scheduled recently, one being with Rick Barry down at 4EEE. We have had to postpone that class because two of the families came down with illnesses, and there just wasn't enough people. There was only 3 families left. So we're going to postpone that and run that a little further down the road. But I have put up on my class schedule a few classes in this area. One is called The Way of the Hunter, and it's a hybrid class. It's a 1-2-hour Instagram, 1-2-hour Zoom session, and then the next morning you meet me here at my place and we spend the whole day in the field. And it's basically, you know, it doesn't focus on any specific type of hunting weapon. It's more of the art and science and associated skills that you have to be good at to be a hunter. Camouflage, tracking, stalking and movement, sign tracking, all of that stuff, awareness. So yeah, I love that class. Also going to be doing a class I call the Principles of Wilderness Survival. And I think I put that one in August. So yeah, so I'm going to keep adding, you know, single day and 2-day classes here and there. Now that word of mouth about what I'm doing has spread a little bit. And see if I can get some butts in the seats, as they say, and pull myself out of this financial hellhole I find myself in. But anyway, y'all, I went a little over, but I love you all just as much as I love every other being, and you are just as important to me as every other being out there. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your money. Thank you for your advice. Thank you for your gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you're all amazing, special, wonderful, individual, awesome beings.